Hello, this is Jovita. I am a second semester English student in Upitra University. Now, do you think you're a good English speaker? But do people actually understand what you're trying to convey or your intention behind your message? Or do they understand it differently? Now, let me introduce you to one of the important aspects of spoken English. It's called intonation. So first of all, what is intonation? So intonation is the rise and fall pitch in speech, and it mainly helps to convey meaning and emotion. So there are different types of intonation, and different intonation can be understood differently by the listener. But lack of intonation can be bad too, because it can result in misunderstanding or people seeing you as sarcastic, which is bad if that's not your main intention. Now, how much intonation actually matters? How can it affect so much in the meaning of our message without changing any words in it? Now, there are four basic intonation patterns typically being used in a spoken English sentence. First, we have falling. What happened? Second, rising. Are you okay? Third, fall rise. It's good, but and the last, rise fall. Really? So the first pattern is the falling pattern. It's mainly used for statements, WH questions or open questions, commands, and something that is very certain or very clear information. For example, the assignment is due tomorrow. Yes, I've heard you loud and clear. Where are you going? And as you can see as well, the emphasis is put on the last word of the sentence. The second pattern is rising. So this rising pattern is typically used in yes or no questions, uncertainty, to be polite, and for listings except for the final item. For example, it's used in questions like, is this the correct pronunciation? Have you eaten? Did you finish the reading? And also for lists, like we need textbooks, notebooks, and pens. It can also be used if you want to sound more polite. It can be used in WH questions or open questions. For example, like, where is the nearest bank? Like that. The third pattern is fall rise pattern. So this pattern is usually used to convey hesitation or uncertainty, partial agreement, implied meaning, contrast, and sometimes unfinished sentence. For example, she's a great dancer, but she cannot sing. It rained every day for a week, but then it gets really hot for the next few weeks. And the last pattern is rise fall. It's not commonly being talked about, but this pattern is sometimes used to convey strong emotions, sarcasm, surprise, or a deep emphasis. Wow! Really? Oh, okay, because we're wondering. Besides those four basic intonation patterns, intonation can also change the meaning in the question text. Question text is like the little questions at the end of a statement. If we use falling intonation patterns at those little questions, it means that we're asking a rhetorical question. A question that the answer is already obvious, or just confirmation questions. For example, You're joining the workshop, aren't you? The answer is, well, not obvious, but if someone asks you that, they obviously expect you to answer yes. It's just a confirmation. Now, if we use the rising pattern instead, then we're genuinely asking. We don't know the answer to that. For example, you're joining the workshop, aren't you? Intonation also conveys emotions and attitude. Now listen to me saying you're here with different intonations. You're here. You're here. You're here. Yeah, the last one definitely don't want you there. So those are why intonation matters a lot. Different accent also have different intonations, so it's better to know which one, which tone fits your tone best, and then try to practice that tone by speaking it out. So try to find various accents and intonations through listening to a lot of English speakings, English contents, podcasts, and all. So that's all from me. Hope this helps. See ya!